In a quiet village tucked between the mountains, there lived a young man, Daniel. He was 23 years old. Daniel had one big dream: to become a great fighter. He wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. His father was a simple farmer. Bandits attacked their village and killed him. Daniel was only 12 then. He was too small and weak to help. That day stayed with him every night. Daniel made a promise to his father's memory. He would get strong. He would never feel helpless again. For 3 years, Daniel trained alone. He trained in the forest behind his home. Every morning, before the sun came up, he hit a wooden pole. He hit it until his hands bled. He carried heavy stones up the mountain path. He did push-ups until his arms shook and gave out. People in the village saw how hard he worked. They would whisper, "That boy works harder than anyone." But they also had another whisper, "Why does he never get better?" 3 years of training. Hundreds of hours of sweat and pain. Yet Daniel was still weak. When he tried to fight other students at the village training ground, they beat him easily. When he tried the moves he practiced alone, nothing worked. His body was clumsy. His punches had no power. His defense was full of holes. Daniel went home every night. His body hurt. His spirit felt crushed. He did not understand. He worked harder than everyone else. He woke up earlier. He trained longer. He never quit. So why was he always failing? His mother often found him sitting in the dark. He would stare at his scarred hands. He would whisper, "Maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe some people are born to be weak." She would gently touch his shoulder. She would say, "You have a brave heart, my son. You just haven't found your way yet." But Daniel didn't believe her. After 3 years with no good results, he started to think that hard work was a lie people told to make failure seem okay. One autumn morning, the village held its annual fighting show. Students from all the schools would show what they could do. Daniel decided this would be his moment. He had trained for this day for months. He knew his moves perfectly. He had practiced 10,000 punches. Quote for quote, he told himself. Quote 5 quote. But when Daniel stepped onto the stage, everything fell apart. His first set of moves, which he had practiced 1,000 times alone, looked awkward and weak in front of everyone. His moves were too slow. He was too stiff. He heard whispers from the crowd. __quote _6 __. Then came the fighting part. Daniel faced a student who had only trained for 6 months. In less than 30 seconds, Daniel was on the ground. He was beaten and shamed in front of everyone he knew. He walked home alone in the rain. His special uniform was wet and muddy. His mother was not home. He sat in the empty house. For the first time in 3 years, he cried. These were not tears of pain, but tears of no hope. Quote 7, he said to the quiet room. Quote 8. He looked at the wooden training pole outside. It was marked with 1,000 scars from his punches. All those hours, all that blood, all that strong will. Worthless. That night, Daniel decided something. Tomorrow morning, he would burn the training pole. He would accept that some dreams just don't come true. He would stop hurting himself with false hope. Hard work, he had learned, was useless without natural talent. And he had none. But just before the sun came up, before Daniel could destroy the pole, he heard a sound. Someone was in his training area. An old man, maybe 70 years old, stood looking at the wooden pole. He ran his fingers over the scars and marks from Daniel's thousands of punches. 3 years of effort, the old man said, not even looking at Daniel. I can see it in every mark. Hard work, sticking with it, pain. Then he turned to Daniel. But I see something else too. I see you've been training alone. And young man, that is why you are still weak. Daniel felt anger begin to burn in his chest. And who are you to tell me this? The old man gave a soft smile. My name is Master Chen. I saw you practice yesterday. I saw a young man with a brave heart, but with the skills of a child. You work harder than students who beat you easily. Do you know why they win and you lose? Daniel's anger slowly turned to wonder. Because they have a natural gift and I don't? No, Master Chen said strongly. It's because they have teachers and you don't. Master Chen walked to the wooden post and hit it once with his hand. The post, which had taken thousands of Daniel's hits, cracked right down the middle. Daniel's eyes grew wide. You see, Master Chen said, you have hit this post for 3 years with all your might, but you have been doing it the wrong way. Power without the right way is just wasted effort. He picked up a small rock from the ground. Watch carefully. He put the rock down and stepped on it with his heel, pushing down slowly and exactly. The rock broke perfectly in two. Then he picked up another rock and hit it with his fist as hard as he could. His fist bounced off. The rock was still whole. Do you see the difference? The first rock broke because the force was used correctly, focused, exact, at the good spot. The second rock did not break even though I used more force, because the power was wasted. Master Chen looked straight at Daniel. For 3 years, you have been the second rock. You have given your best effort with the least understanding. You wake up early, but you practice bad ways. You train for many hours, but you keep making mistakes that make you weaker, not stronger. You feel pain, but pain without getting better is just suffering. Hard work is not enough. Hard work in the wrong direction makes you worse, not better. You become very good at doing things the wrong way. Daniel felt something change inside him. For 3 years, he had blamed himself for not being born with a gift. He had never thought that his ways were wrong. Can you teach me? Daniel asked quietly. The right way? Master Chen looked at him for a long time. I can. But you must know something first. Learning the right way is harder than training the wrong way. Because you must first forget everything you taught yourself. You must become a beginner again. Can your pride handle that? Daniel fell to his knees. My pride has already been broken. I have nothing left to protect. Please teach me. Master Chen nodded. Then we begin, now. And I promise you this. In 6 months of correct training, you will be much better than after 3 years of wrong effort. But only if you trust the path, even when it feels like you are going backward. The next morning, Master Chen's training started, and right away, Daniel understood what the master meant. Stop, Master Chen said after Daniel's first punch. Everything you just did was wrong. For the first week, Daniel was not allowed to hit anything. He only practiced standing, just standing, breathing, and finding his balance. Master, I have already trained for 3 years. Why am I learning to stand? Because, Master Chen answered, a house built on a weak base will always fall. We must build your base first. Week 2. Daniel learned to walk correctly, to shift his weight properly. Week 3, He learned to breathe with his movements. Week 4, he finally threw his first punch. And it was completely different from the thousands of punches he had practiced alone. It felt weak, clumsy, wrong. "Good," Master Chen said. "Now you are starting to feel what the correct way feels like. It feels strange because your body remembers the wrong way." Some days Daniel felt like he was getting worse. The old, wrong ways felt more powerful than these new, correct ones. He almost gave up many times, but Master Chen would say, "Trust the path. The seed looks dead before it grows." Month 3. Something clicked. Daniel's new ways suddenly felt natural. And then he saw. When he practiced at the village training area, students who used to beat him easily now had trouble against him. Month 4. Daniel's punches had real power. Not because he was using more muscle, but because the power was used correctly. 10% of effort was giving him twice the results. Month 5. Other students began asking Daniel to teach them. The same students who had laughed at him 6 months ago now watched him with respect. 6 months later, Master Chen made a new fight for Daniel. It was against the same student who beat Daniel before. This time, Daniel moved like water flowing. Each hit was perfect. Every block was strong. In less than 1 minute, the other student gave up. He was tired from fighting Daniel, who used no extra energy. After the fight, the other student walked to Daniel. "How did you get so good in only 6 months?" he asked. "I have trained for 2 years and still can't win against you." Daniel looked at Master Chen, who gave a knowing smile. "The difference," Daniel said, "is that I spent 3 years learning what does not work, and 6 months learning what does work. Hard work is only good when you are working hard on the right things." 2 years passed. Daniel opened his own training school. Above the door he carved words from Master Chen. "Effort without good advice is like rowing a boat with no map. You may move, but you will never get where you want to go." My friend, Daniel's story is your story. It is my story. It is the story of everyone who worked very hard but felt stuck. Here is what Daniel learned, and what you need to know. Hard work is important, but hard work alone is not enough. You can practice playing the piano the wrong way for 10 years and never play it beautifully. Or you can spend 1 year with the right teacher and make music that makes people cry. You can run every day for many months and hurt yourself if you run in the wrong way, or you can learn the right way to move and get stronger with less effort. Remember 3 things. First, if you work hard but see no results, the problem is not your effort. The problem is your method. You need good advice, not more hours. Second, the right teacher does not make you work harder. The right teacher fixes what you do wrong. Sometimes this means going slower. Sometimes it means starting everything again. Sometimes it means doing less, not more. Third, there is no shame in asking for help. The best masters in history all had teachers. Asking for advice is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. So, here is what I want you to do. Think about a part of your life where you work hard but do not get better. Maybe it is your job. Maybe it is your health. Maybe it is a skill you are trying to learn. Maybe it is your relationships with people. Ask yourself honestly, am I working hard in the wrong direction? Then, and this part is very key, find someone who has done well where you are having trouble. A guide, a helper, a teacher. Someone who can see what you cannot see because you are too close to your own work. Your hard work is not wasted. Every hour you have spent has taught you something important. It has shown you what does not work. Now you are ready to learn what does. The right teacher does not make you work harder. The right teacher makes your hard work finally matter. If this story spoke to you, if you ever felt like Daniel, working hard but getting nowhere, please share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes people need permission to ask for help. Sometimes they need to know that seeking advice is not giving up, it is getting better. Leave a comment and tell me what part of your life needs the right teacher right now. Let us learn from each other. I will be back with another story to help you grow. Until then, remember this: work hard, but work smart. And never be too proud to learn. The right teacher is waiting. Are you ready to find them?